welcome back to Game 2 of our Super Sunday OCAA Playoff Basketball Day. Here in the Lansing Dome, featuring the visiting Sheridan Bruins and your Loyalist Lancers. You tell teams which their tickets into today's matchup. Your Lancers punch their ticket to today's quarterfinals by taking down the Lansing Lions in Sarnia in the qualifier round. The 8th place Sheridan Bruins earned their spot with a massive upset win over the Georgia Grizzlies in Gary. It's now another for these two teams, so we need everyone to get loud and a single elimination, do or die. We gotta protect the Lancer. Before we continue with today's OCAA playoff action, we would like to take a moment to recognize outstanding achievements with the presentation of the OCAA League Awards. We now ask both teams to line up on their respective foul lines while the presentations take place. When your name is called, please make your way up to the backdrop where photos will be taken. Photos will be available online soon, so family, friends, and fans, please refrain from leaving the bleachers to go onto the court to take photos. Today's awards will be presented by our very own varsity coordinator and OCAA women's basketball convener, Amy Farrow. For the Loyalist Lancers, East Division All-Rookie Team and East Division Rookie of the Year, Ty Adose. Sheridan Bruins. Up first, a third year from Mississauga. Number 5, Edward Blue. A third year from Brampton. Number 8, Sheridan Blue. A first year from Guelph. Number 11, Derek Miller. A first year from Brampton. Number 25, Tyrell Dennis. And a fourth year from Brampton. Number 42, John Stoyer. The head coach of the Sheridan Bruins in his 32nd year in the league, Jim Pratt.
And welcome into the final lap in the Lancer Dome. My name's Steven Still alongside Dylan Ranaride to bring you the action. Over in the west, we have the Sheridan Bruins that took down the Georgian Grizzlies to get to the point in which they are, and the Loyalist Lancers are here after taking down the Lambton Lions. Two teams we weren't really sure how far in the playoffs they're going to make, but both of them got through round number 1. Can they get through round number 2?
Now on paper, these two teams meeting up are absolutely, the Lancers do have the advantage here. However, the Sheridan was number 8 seeded, beating out the number 1 to get their spot here today.
Yeah, 104 to 101, an absolute thriller against the top-placed East team. Just shows how strong this West division is. Is this a little bit of a slow start to kick things off? Now will be in the hands of Tyrell Dennis, who will be saying his name a ton today. as Lou passes to Dennis. Dennis goes for a deep three. Can't get it to drop. Pick back up from Lou. Miller for three. Airballs it. It'll be off the Bruin. The Loyalists now on the offensive. Empey to inbound to Blate. To McCullough, league leading scorer. Making the all-star first team roster as well. Not having his typical high scoring performance in the latest matchup, but Jalen Carter-Julian make it up for that. We'll see that dynamic duo as McCullough loses the dribble as we're still looking for the first points of the game.
Pretty much a typical lineup we see starting here for the Lancers, with the exception of Demetrius Empey, as McCullough is going to run it right up for a layup that's going to go wide and off the rim.
Tries to really reach with that. Now we'll see the Bruins. It's Miller, fakes the three, tries to drive to the basket. Ton of bodies absolutely everywhere. People hitting the deck. Lancers come up with it. Jalen Carter-Julian flies it high to McCullough.
And an obvious chip there from Edward Liu. Going to send Romain McCullough. Never mind, that's going to be a team foul. Be Kagenza to inbound.
Sioux starts making some motion. We see McCullough trying to find an opening. Wait, Julian instead. Now to Blate. Over to Kagenza for a three. And a quick shot. It's off the mark, but it doesn't matter as he'll get some free throws to make do on the foul. Again, Loyalists defeating the Lambton Lions 80-74. Scored about 80 points in their last game, averaging 94.3 as Kagenza doesn't get the first to drop. But Loyalists in their previous matchup as well, just shooting 57.7% from the free throw line, and on the season shooting 66.8 as Kagenza gets the second. And make a note of Jalen Carter-Julian as well in that last game, throwing up 22 points, having 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. An absolute monster game from the big man. Joa. Joa driving. MP tries to reach for it, but Joa is able just to squeak that through.
As I mentioned earlier, Demetrius Empey with 8 starting games. Awesome to see him starting off here in the playoffs today. Quick pass from Empey.
And Empey, one of the rookies on this Loyalist squad as well, is Yoruba. Inbounds to Dennis.
Yoruba, your regular season points leader here with 324 points this season.
As avoids it all, MP tries going up for the block, but the bucket is good from Cole Miller. That'll be one of Sheridan's rookies. And also cracked the starting lineup like MP has for Loyalist.
6 points total in the first 3 minutes of this game. It's been a little bit of a slower one. Here's MP up at the basket, attempting to go for the layup, and he's hurt as he's going up. He's going to send MP to the line for 2.
Yeah, getting triple teamed under there. I think MP was thinking about potentially trying to drive the ball out, but realizing we'll probably get a foul call. As we'll see Sheridan's coach Jim Flack in his 32nd year in the OCAA. Holy moly. And Leroy Casanova, one of their assistants, 44 years. And then another assistant, Nick Davis, 31 years. We can go down the list, and even their assistant coach and varsity coordinator having 19 apiece. So Sheridan been running with this squad for quite a while. But even saying that, again, we've seen sometimes when OCAA coaches switch teams, so not 100% certain that's only been with Sheridan. But nonetheless, what a commitment to the OCAA as MP collects the third free throw.
Demetrius Empey with 19 of 28 free throws in the regular season. It's a great percentage.
And coming down hard. Missed shot on the side of Sheridan, and Tablate taking his time up the floor. It'll be McCullough.
Romain McCullough, your OCAA All-Star in the East. or top scorer. My apologies.
And goes for a deep three and also cracking first-team All-Star. And honestly, last season McCullough was with the Lancers and just not as much of a focal point last year, but McCullough coming in this one in his 5th and final year as the eligibility is up to 5 years, but really proving his worth. I'm curious what his plans are for basketball beyond this as Jalen Carter-Julian connects on a three.
JCJ to bring the Lancers up one more.
Claudin passes it back. It's going to be up for a three from Lou. Falls short. Jalen Carter-Julian pokes that ahead. McCullough runs into him. They're saying it's an over and back foul. At least the Loyalist bench is. Not going to be called from the referee. Miller puts up another three. He's been pretty solid from that. Misses. Bruins come up with the rebound. And then Sheridan connects. And Cagenza loses the dribble. Look for a second that it might have been Lou to poke it away, but Cagenza just loses it and lets it go out of bounds.
It'll be Claudin inbound. Dennis will bring it up. It's out here to Lou. Lou for three, and it's good.
Quick trigger plays from the Bruins. Feels like they're finding their own quickly and quietly. There's Tablate trying to drive through everybody off the backboard, and Julian's there to just put that back in. Hands it off, Lou. Goes to the corner. Shot is up, and no good from Dennis, but Bruins doing quite well on the rebound in here as Claudin puts it up, no good. MP tries to get up for it, but again, the Bruins collect their own rebound and toss in Shadare.
We're seeing quite a bit out of the Sheridan team here. Obviously, the West, a much more dominant region in terms of basketball. But again, Sheridan being the 8th-seeded team, the Lancers got the opportunity to host after they won their game.
And they're going to call a foul here, I think, against McCullough. And that'll be his first. Sheridan's already picked up 3 team fouls. We're starting to see some substitutions now. Dennis. Lou. Back to Dennis. Lou again. Claudin, 8 seconds to work with. Dennis trying to get past the double team, fakes the shot, gets up and under in the basket.
The pressure from this Sheridan offense. Wow, and defense.
Travis Claudin again in his 4th year, standing at 6'5", comes through to reject that effort from McCullough.
And this being my first season ever casting basketball, I can't say that I've seen pressure like this from any other team over here in the East.
We'll see Taya Josie to inbound. And he's been lights out this year as he immediately gives it over to Lou against Tablate. Does Tablate try to foul? Just tries to get in his way, and there will be a foul call.
Here's Lou to the line. Be our second player to do that this game. First time for the Bruins.
And Lou averaging 8.7 points per game in his last game, though. He had 20 points. Contributed 2 rebounds and 6 assists for that effort as well. We'll get another shot. Lancers called on the line violation. Gets it to go.
Lancers now trail by 8.
Walker back to Tablate. Sheridan really trying to intercept any passes here, at least by their body language. Again, coached by Jim Flack, 32 years in the league. I feel like they got a rigorous system of what we've seen earlier. McCullough for 3. And that's something the Lancers really need, is to find McCullough getting that hot hand early. So see for him to try again, as on the other end of the floor, Cole Miller quickly is there as JCJ goes up for it and gets the rebound. Wanted to go for the dunk.
Right back.
Just comes a little bit short. All that matters is the buckets. And again, not getting carried away at all, trying to keep this close. It's a spin from Lou, and as he runs into Jalen Carter, Julian is called on the defensive foul. Luke quickly on a 3 and gets fouled on it at the same time. That'll go against McCullough, and you're kind of feeling a little bit of frustration from the hometown Lancers.
(11-19), 14 fouls on the Lancer side. With 4 minutes left to go.
And Jaheim Foster looks to be set to come in. Definitely been known more for his defensive plays for the Lancers throughout this season, so we'll see who he ends up taking out. Lou gets a free throw. And McCullough will take a seat. The newly checked in man, Jaheim Foster, will inbound. And again, we're already seeing that pressure from the Bruins. And there was some conversation on the side with the referee to double check something.
And it looks like it was a mistake on Jim Flack's side there. He apologizes though. And we can get back on with this basketball game. Ty Josie in now.
Gives it over to Tablate, back to a Josie. Walker. Foster quickly to Jalen Carter.
JCJ!
Claudin. Follows it for half a second, but comes back with it. Dennis now. Lou. Sheridan really just moving all over the floor here. I'm sure everybody gets a touch of the ball, trying to move the Lancers out defensively as the shot goes off the side of the backboard from Claudin. Now Lancers up the floor.
I have to applaud the Lancers on that defensive play there. Really working together to make it happen. What a play from JCJ.
And Jaheim Foster capitalizing on that, and Lancers again finding their own. Again, both teams really looking for an opening, and a travel call going against Travis Claudin.
And you can hear the dome light up as the Lancers are on a bit of a roll.
And the Bruins will take a timeout. Loyalist trailing 22-15 to the visiting Sheridan Bruins.
We saw some epic plays there before that timeout from the Lancers. JCJ especially and Jaheim Foster working together. JCJ with 7 points.
And add a little bit more to that tally as he gets the and one.
And as that whistle blew, he didn't expect to get anything from that and was quite excited.
They're calling off the basket here, so excuse me.
Wow. Tied with JCJ is Edward Liu with 7 points again, who has come out and onto the bench now.
Yeah, so I guess those points don't count. That's tough. As Liu takes a three, falls off. So Bear will come in for Julian. To Blate, Josie. To Blate. A hop, skip, and a jump off the backboard.
Wow.
Kobe to Blate. Miller driving. Trying to find an opening. Goes to Clauden, who's wide open for the three. Off the front of the rim. Tablate tries throwing it ahead to Foster. I think it's going to be last touch off Clauden. And Naheem Davidson, one of the number 2 jerseys, will come in for Lou. Lou's had a monster first quarter. Going to get a break.
Edward Liu, 7 points, same to JCJ on our team. There's a Josie, and he loses control of it. It'll be popped over into the hands.
Quickly off the
Dennis.
backboard, Naheem Davidson. My goodness, that was a quick play in transition. Walker back to a Josie. McCall is open to the side. More dribbling from a Josie. 9 seconds on the shot clock. McCullough now. Foster gives it to McCullough. Needs to get the shot up from a really awkward angle. Takes it, but won't be any good. As you'll see, Dyson Rose check in and inbound for the Bruins. 1:31 on the game clock. Gives it off is Dennis to Rose. A nice little connection.
Tyrell Dennis, the third leading scorer in the regular season for the Bruins with 207 points. Romaine McCullough over to Foster. There's Barrett with it.
I think it was a step out of bounds there, so turnover from Loyalist. Davidson. Rose. Davidson again. Shots up. Doesn't go for Dennis.
Cotton held by
McCall gives it over to Foster. Foster throws it up. Is going to rim in and out. Barrett's there for it. Tries to throw it up again. Can't come up with it. Miller's there. Player's taking a tumble. And Loyalist is in foul trouble, so I think that was going against Jaheim Foster as everybody was kind of just moving with the ball.
There was a big jam up there in front of the net, and everybody avoided without fouls. It wasn't until somebody ran in there to Walker. So Walker or Barrett?
It was against Foster as he'll pick up his first.
I see.
Misses the shot, but able to collect the rebound is Dennis. Now some quick action. Rose from the three-point line to the three-point line. Doesn't connect. Loyalist just with 23.3 seconds to work with. McCullough taking a look back at the shot clock, realizing he's got 10 seconds to work with. Finds Foster, open for three. The left-handed shot was off the rim. Barrett comes through trying to poke that away from him. And they're going to say that that was off of Loyalist, and the crowd next to us are not happy with that call. McCullough tries to go for the pick-off. Quick shot from Rose. Don't think it's going to count, but either way, Loyalists struggle a little bit here in the first, but we got 3 quarters to go as the Bruins are ahead 27-17 as we head into the second quarter. Tablate to kick things off here in the second quarter. Bring up the floor. Lose also check back in. Excel is able to recoup that initial pick off of Josie for three. Rims out. Barrett tries taking a swipe at it, but on the floor, Sheridan. Lou. Going to be a three coming through from Beelyran.
The Lancers trail by 10. And can they make it happen off of that much-needed break that they took? Here's Excel. It's over to Tablate.
Trying to get through, finds an opening over to Ryan Barrett. Nice awareness from Tablate.
And that's exactly what the Lancers needed.
Claudin. Shot's no good. Lancers trying to reach up for it. Gonna fall just a little short.
19-27. Here's Barrett to inbound. Go up to Josie. Here's Excel all the way across the court to Tablate. Josie's going to take that shot. That'll bounce wide, but Tablate's there for the rebound. Picked up by Ryan Barrett under the net. In for a layup, and it doesn't go. He's going to get a foul, though, quite obviously. Ryan Barrett with 1. And Ryan Barrett grabs the second. The Lancers will breach 20.
Claudin now trying to get it up. He's going to immediately turn it over. As a Josie's with it, and we're seeing some prowess from Ryan Crotty, who's getting some playing time in that number 21 jersey in white. Barrett spins, goes for the shot, and Ryan Barrett connects.
Ryan Barrett!
Lou needs some help. Gets it out just in time as Miller.
Oh, the Lancers got to be careful with those reach arounds.
And the basket is going to be good from Travis Claudin. 29-23 in favor of the Bruins.
Back over to Josie. There's Excel. Gonna go for 3. That'll come off the backboards.
And quickly down the other way. Biley runs into Excel. No foul call on the play. Collects his own rebound. And Algen Biley off the bench here. Not doing too shabby as we see Cole Miller take a tumble right by the scorer's table. And again, definitely feeling the physicality, in which we also saw earlier for the women's game, which Loyalist ended up taking away that one. But it looks like we are going to have a timeout on the floor called by Loyalist as they trail 31-23. Excel. Back to a Josie. Josie decides to go for a floater. It's going to pop out. Sheridan. Biley back to Lou. Miller for a deep 3. No good. Crotty collecting the rebound over to the Blate. Lynch is not rushing. Blate looking like he wants to go through everybody and just does it himself. And Excel gets a pick off. Tablate comes up with it, trying to send it ahead. And off the backboard, Kobe Tablate!
And the momentum in the Lancer Dome is back. Kobe Tablate, right place at the right time, is able to capitalize on any mistakes made by the Sheridan defense.
It's in the hands of Yoruba. Barrett's there. It's poked away from for a second, but now Lance is sticking with it. Tablate, can he do for 3? And Kobe Tablate puts it up. He'll fall just a little bit short, but now Lance is trying to rush back in defense. Biley there alone, and a quick, easy layup off the backboard. And Tablate off of that miss is probably wanting to make sure they capitalize on this possession. Excel. Barrett. Back to a Josie. Josie trying to get past his man. Goes for a floater. Loyalist seeming to resort to that shot more than anything so far as Excel is trying to stay with Miller, pokes it away.
And the crowd is definitely upset about this possession call here.
And the shot is up and good for the Bruins, who's pretty much kept the lead throughout this entire series.
Tablate, a lot of energy off of these guys today. And I got to say that we're really seeing the Lancer team that we're used to in these last few minutes as Kobe Tablate with 8 points in a row.
And that's what's crazy is in the last game for the Lancers against Lambton, he had just 8 points to his name, but also shot 0 of 4 from the 3-point line. Not seeing too many 3-point shots out of the Loyalist Lancers here early. As Dennis wants to take it himself. MP collects the rebound. McCullough with a head of steam over to Tablate, and Kobe Tablate! Are we going for a career game, or what are we doing? As McCullough taps that out of bounds. And Tablate in his second year with the Loyalist Lancers. And again, a mainstay in the starting lineup running the point. Dennis. No good.
Barrett will pick up that rebound. It's over to Tablate. Here's Romaine McCullough from downtown.
And we'll see a timeout on the floor as Sheridan Bruins know what's going on. If Tablate is heating up and then you got McCullough, watch out. Lancers 1 point behind.
Rested and refreshed. The fans are going wild as the Lancers are coming back into this period after a hot streak. And some crazy points there from both Kobe Tablate and Romaine McCullough.
And Tyrell Dennis, the number 25 jersey on that initial touch. But again, the last game had 19 points, but on a season average gets 11.5 as we see Miller
with a beautiful three.
And in the last game, Miller had 19 points, but he only averages 5.8. So again, Miller's getting hot here in the playoffs. As McCullough looks to do the same for himself.
And he does it again. Romaine McCullough. Romaine McCullough, your top scorer of the East Side OCAA division.
And a deep three that's going to end up missing there. McCullough trying to get to it. Going to be last touch by the Bruins, but for McCullough, again on the season, averaging 25.6 points per game, but in that last matchup against Lambton, only collecting 19 points. And really, the three ball was his issue, 1 of 5 in that game. Excel for a three. And it'll go off Yoruba.
As I mentioned earlier, Yoruba, the top scorer for the Sheridan Bruins, has not put up a point yet this game. Similar to how we've seen the inconsistency in the last game there with Maya Tate not putting up the amount of points that you'd expect a player like her to put up. And the Lancers, that's one thing we can award them on, is their consistency between each player.
McCullough puts it
For
up
three!
and gets it. And it's called a three. Wasn't too sure on the far side of the court, but McCullough starting to heat up.
And the Lancers have taken the lead for the first time, and as I say that, 2 points will go into the...
That's how it goes. McCullough calling for Walker. Will be pushed out by Yoruba. Excel over to Walker. Back to Excel. MP gets picked off by Claudin. Dennis bobbles it. Just trying to pivot and reset, maybe turn around to pass, but
MP in a tight corner there wasn't able to get the ball where he was hoping that it might have gone, and it was just tipped away. And another chance here for Tyrell Dennis, and this time it'll go.
McCullough just getting a little too fancy on the dribble as MP gets what a pass across the floor as he's trying to stay with it and hand it off to Barrett, but Loyalist is back-to-back free give-ups. And it looks like we'll see a timeout on the floor from Coach Kevin McGuire and the Lancers after a pretty hot run and some uncontested turnovers. They want to chat. Yoruba is set to inbound for the Sheridan Bruins. Claudin back to Yoruba, over to Dennis. Be Miller for a quick three. And Excel getting some height. Collects the rebound. Walker trying to find MP, but just puts that straight into the hands of Claudin, who was waiting for it. Again, coming off that timeout, all we wanted to see an Excel again, just getting that height. Coming up with a block, and Darnell Walker storming down the court on a 2-on-2. Barrett's there off the backboard.
Ryan Barrett! Lancers able to get that one back after a nice pick from Tyrell Dennis. Almost changed the fate of that play. Here's MP with the rebound over to Walker.
And Romaine McCullough for a deep three.
Doesn't go, but it's picked up again by Walker. MP in front of the net, and a nice layup for MP to round off that play.
And you can tell just after them getting a couple of buckets, you can feel the confidence level coming back from the Lancers. You saw in that first quarter, and if you have to rewatch it, check it out, but the facial expressions and everything looked like they weren't in a groove. And now the crowd's into it, and the Lancers have the lead by just one. Davidson. Bringing around over to Miller. They'll bobble it. Barrett now with it. Everybody's flooring around for it. At least Walker is.
We knew that was coming.
But to say, anytime they have a couple bodies on the floor and everybody's right around the rim, that whistle's going to get called. So be some free throws coming up for Travis Claudin.
I don't know what's more entertaining, Shill, whether it's the game or the fans' reaction to the game today.
As he misses. And Claudin for the season, the leading scorer for the team at 15.6 points per game. And usually averages just 35.3% from the free throw line. So not a strong free throw shooter, but is able to go 1 for 2.
And we've got a tie game here. Romaine McCullough will be the one to bring it up. There's Excel. Back to McCullough. McCullough coming in. It's up and it's out.
Again, McCullough feeling confident with his shot. He's getting some to go, getting some others not to. But again, Loyalist is going to have to rely really heavily on him. And something we haven't seen in a couple of minutes is Jalen Carter-Julian. Yeah, not sure if that's just foul trouble or wanting to really save him and use all the gas in the tank in the second half of this matchup. As they lose it, Loyalist quickly the other way. McCullough wanting to take it, gets the basket, says no good, and it's an offensive foul called against Romaine McCullough.
And they're going to say the basket doesn't go from the charge.
And the referees try to warn the assistant coach here, the Loyalist bench, but they're not happy with that call. And again, if you're talking about momentum, which we've been really highlighting, the Loyalists, again, didn't start too strong, but really making that comeback, having that recalled. I mean, maybe it ups the antes just a little bit, but also that momentum from having that basket. As Josie tries to play some aggressive defense against Lou. Now Barrett takes over. And Walker called on a foul and disbelief. And Kevin McGuire's furious on the bench saying it should have been a travel call.
And so are the Lancer fans. I'm honestly in disbelief by a lot of these calls.
Claudin. Out to the side, Miller fakes the three, goes it second time around. Did anybody get a hand on it? Might have, as it falls just a little bit short. Claudin out to Lou. Lou takes that three. That's going to be short as well. Who collects the rebound? It's going to be MP, who gives it to Walker. 2 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
MP's got it. He'll bring it into the color.
No look pass over to Walker off the backboard
and one. Hooped in, all right. It's going to be Walker to the line.
And Walker gets the end one. 14.6 seconds on the shot clock. End game clock. As MP will get called on a defensive foul, both sides of the floor. Loyalist not having the ref's whistle in their pocket. Bylerand gets the first. They're going to call a line violation, I think, against Loyalist. But it's good.
I think MP might have stepped in a little bit early, but
7 seconds left to work with. It'll be McCullough trying to wait as long as he can to come up with it. Now he's dribbling 5 seconds, takes a deep three, and Romain McCullough falls a little bit short. Walker gets it, throws it up, and gets the basket! Wow, what a way to end the first half! Unbelievable! McCullough taking a deep three with about 3 seconds left to go. Misses it. Walker's there, puts up the jump shot, and it's nothing but money. What a wild finish here for the final lap in the Lancer Dome as we're going in to the second half with the Lancers ahead 48-45. Coming into the second quarter, my name's Steven Schill alongside Dylan Ranarine to bring you the action. The visiting Sheridan Bruins are here for some playoff action against the Loyalist Lancers. Loyalist started off a little slow, but have brought back things and a crazy buzzer beater to take the lead 48-45 to start the second half of play.
In our first quarter, we saw the Lancers lose the first quarter 27-17, and in the second, grabbing 31 points to the Bruins 18. We saw some crazy calls and some disagreements between coaches and referees. So let's see what the second half can bring us something just as entertaining.
Julian missed the first shot of the quarter. Now on the other side, Yaruba is able to get it done for Sheridan.
Yaruba, that's going to be his first points of the game.
Kagenza to Tablate. McCullough. Loses the dribble, but gets taken out of bounds by Dennis. And during the warm-up, Sheridan kind of had this thing where they all stand around, cheer, and then take a front dive. And had that experience earlier, getting her done in a game. Now, how often that'll happen, but either way, Kagenza, 4 seconds, has to take the shot. They'll miss. Cole Miller snags that rebound, gives it over to Lou. Quick shot from Claudin. Falls off the mark. Tablate's there to catch the rebound. McCullough thinks about a deep three, goes for it.
McCullough's honestly been hitting a lot of those deep threes early on in this half, or in the other half. I was quite impressed. And it's consistency is something that I talked about earlier between a lot of these players, where we see Romaine McCullough, our top scorer, and top scorer of the East Side Division, perform how we all have seen him perform. Whereas on the Bruins, Yaruba, who is their top scorer with over 300 points in the regular season, has only put up 2 in this game when the team needs him the most. So here the Lancers are, and they've struggled to get the ball, but now they have it. It'll be Kagenza. Take it up. Here's Ro McCullough. Back over to Kagenza. They're all going to get in position. Ro McCullough is going to bring it into the color. Back out to Kagenza. Kagenza will go up for 2. The Lancers are halfway to 100 with a 3-point lead.
And again, Loyalists averaging 94.3 points per game. Only able to get 80 on their last opponent in the Lambton Lions. So it'll be Lou on the inbound. Dennis for 3. Doesn't go. Barrett tries to snag that rebound. Julian comes up with it back to Tablate, who Tablate has really been the storyline of that first half, keeping the Lancers in it with some monster buckets. And McCullough gets stopped by Claudin.
With no foul call on there. JCJ!
And 1 call.
We saw some awesome performance plays from Jalen Carter-Julian in this first half, and that was much like others. Still, he'll sit here at the line.
Julian will connect and increase their lead by 1.
Lancers have made 8 of 9 free throw shots.
Yaruba over to Miller. Miller goes for a quick 3. McCullough snags that rebound. Quickly over to Tablate. Lancers in position on the corners. Goes to JCJ driving off the backboard, and
Jalen Carter-Julian. The crowd goes wild.
And we'll see a timeout on the floor from the Sheridan Bruins. Yoruba on the inbound to Dennis. Blate in charge of Garden. Yoruba again. Lou. Bounces off McCullough, trying to pivot. Finds Miller. Miller turning again as Barrett hit the floor for some reason. Shot's no good. McCullough collects the rebound. Now McCullough pivoting a ton, trying to find Julian. Some awkward bounces. And ultimately it's not going to go. But some risky plays from the Lancers, not realizing that lane was covered. And Ryan Barrett gets the block against Lou. Miller now trying to charge. And they're going to call a defensive foul against Jalen Carter-Julian. And none of these fouls have gone the way of the Lancers.
Jalen Carter-Julian, 3 fouls. Puts him in a little bit of trouble.
And again, that's a really big deal. Again, in the last game, Julian was really the key figure for this Loyalist squad. And we saw earlier as well, they didn't get as much playing time in that second quarter as Coach Kevin McGuire was trying to keep him out of this foul trouble. But again, looking into it as he steals it back. Kagenza with Tablate. Tablate gets him to jump, and then Yoruba's there for the block. And
Kobe Tablate
gets it done again the second time around.
And that's what you needed to see after that call from the Lancers. They don't let those calls bring them down.
And Miller consistent at the 3 line. Gets that one to fall. And another risky pass from the Lancers. Barrett's able to save it. Tablate puts up the
Kobe
shot.
Tablate!
And they're going to call it a 2. But either way, Tablate having a career game this far. Lou calling for some help and asking Dennis to move. It's going to be over to Miller, who's been connecting on these threes. Yoruba. Watch for him under the basket. Lou goes to Claudin. Yoruba goes for 3 himself. It's going to hit off the top of the basket, but Barrett collected the rebound either way. A couple subs coming in for Loyalist.
The Lancers seem to have found their footing and have adjusted their play style to fit against the Bruins as well as they possibly can. This lineup that we've seen time and time again throughout the regular season is working so well.
The Blate back to a Josie. Shot clock's really running out here. Josie finding Walker, and Walker comes through. As Davidson's going to get up off the bench for Sheridan. Lou makes a jump shot, easy.
Here's Romaine McCullough with it. Over to Ty Josie. Back over to McCullough. Gonna make some moves. He'll drive it up into the key. Over to Walker, tipped away. But Walker's gonna pick it back up. And it's quickly sent over.
And Barrett can't get that to go through. And there's gonna be, I think, a foul call. Unless it was a jump ball call. No, they're gonna call a foul.
Quite an aggressive game. Leading to a lot of foul trouble for both teams.
Claudin. Dennis. Miller. Claudin again. Finds Miller under the basket, who just throws it up. But they're going to call another foul here against Loyalist.
You got to be careful when you're up that close. Cole Miller. We've seen some outstanding performance from Cole Miller today. And that's going to add to it.
And again, Miller throughout the season shooting just 36% on the field goal, or I shouldn't say just because that's pretty strong, but just averaging 5.8 points per game. But again, we've seen him throw up a number of threes and connect on this one, so it feels that I don't know if he's just had an off season or he's just been playing really well today against the Lancers.
The boys today on the Bruins have made 9 of 11 free throws for an 81.8 average. And 8 of 9 on the side of the Lancers. Of course, the Bruins have seen the line a lot more than the Lancers have. Here's Excel bringing it into the color. It's Barrett up in front of the net, turns around quick and easy to help the Lancers maintain the biggest lead they've been able to get this game.
Coming down to the defensive prowess, are they going to be able to really make the most of it heading into the fourth and final quarter? It's going to go off Excel. Well, Bruins set to inbound with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Davidson. Short on the three. Walker going as quickly as he can with it. And a foul will be called against Tossin and Sheridan.
Walker has made his 1 of 1 free throws that he got last time. He'll now make that 2 of 2.
And doesn't fall. Sheridan collects the rebound. 10-point differential. Dennis. Davidson. Poked away from Excel. Josie's with it. Number complete mismatch, but does Josie care? He'll stop and throw it back and just kind of give it away. We'll have the over and back foul. It's going a little too quickly. They'll bring in Elgin Byleran, who will inbound. Claudin, Dennis for 3. A deep 3 at that. Gets it.
And those are the type of shots we're seeing Romaine McCullough making.
And well, that's the thing, actually. Are we going to see a time now where both teams really just try to see who can shoot those deeper threes? But Loyals with the lead, probably trying to use up as much time on the clock and get the best shots that they possibly can.
And they have that security. They've worked hard for that security to be able to sort of take their time in this game. And that's something that we're not seeing a lot of. This game is a very fast-paced, close game. It was call and response, at least in the first half, and here we are with the Lancers trying to defend their lead and be methodical.
As Josie with the shot clock running out takes a go at it. Doesn't fall. Big mismatch as Josie tries to run it back. Byleran can't get the shot to fall, and neither can in the second effort from Claudin. And Josie's going to be crashing into the crowd. I think everybody's going to be okay. That's where a whole bunch of fans are sanctioned.
Just some hurt feelings on who's supposed to get the ball.
Yeah, all the sound equipment and everything in there. Glad to see Josie was able to come out of that no problem. As Miller against McCullough. As a foul call will be made.
It'll be Miller back to the line. Miller made 2 of 2 shots, as he was just recently back up here. The Lancers have 4 team fouls now. So Blate will...
So McCall's going to come out for Jaheim Foster for the time being. Miller gets the first. gets the second. So MP will now check in. To a Josie.
Getting trampled. Trying to get through there
3 on
by
1.
3 players. It's unfortunate. And the ball is obviously going to go to the Lancers there. Here's Josie once again. Over to Excel. Takes a look at his options. It's Josie is the best through the legs of Dennis. And nobody can seem to get control of it, but it'll end up in the hands of Lou.
And Miller with a quick 3. Too heavy, Excel the other way and gets his pathway blocked off by Byleran. Two minutes left to go in the third.
Oh!
A Josie for 3.
Wow!
And we've had a couple games throughout the season where when Taya Josie gets hot, it's over. And the Lancers have a couple players that can really light things up.
But can we talk about that little swipe there from Excel originally? Like, just, wow.
And Chatteray gets a bucket in response, so keeping this as close as they can. 67-61. High pass to MP in the corner. Driving, Walker, backboard, good. Dennis. Gets past his man, running all the way. Byleran in the corner, fakes out the shot, gets an open 3. Rims out, MP collects the rebound. Trying to find a safe passage and will do so in a Josie. Less than 55 seconds to go before the fourth and final quarter.
(61-69). The Lancers having a great third quarter. 49 seconds left to go.
Pass ahead to Dennis. Over to Byleran. Miller. Byleran driving. Numbers mismatch. Tries to give it out. MP will snag that instead.
Got to look around for some options. He's going to pick Walker into
Josie.
the corner.
Oh, it took a kind of an awkward bounce. Looked like it was going to go in, but it doesn't. Now Excel takes a jump shot. Can't grab it. Ball's loose. Who comes up with it? It's a Josie, the corner. Walker for 3. And Foster trying to put that off the Sheridan player.
And it's going to be white ball. 7.8 seconds left to make something happen. Plenty of time on the clock. If I had to guess, I could see that ball going into the hands of Excel.
And just takes a quick shot right on the
Oh
back.
my God!
He gets it! What a shot! Wow! So it'll be a 4-point play. And part of me was just shocked that Excel released that as quick as he did with the arm in front of him, but gets it over the block, gets the basket and the foul. Wow!
Jaden Excel step to the line for 1 point here. The Lancers, 11-point lead.
Doesn't fall, but quickly the other way. Byleran is there. Lancers there to block, but Byleran off the backboard. Do they count it? They are going to count it.
Buzzer beater. The Lancers will close out the third quarter with a 9-point lead. We'll see you back here in 2 minutes for the fourth and final.
72-63. It's do or die team. Who is going to be eliminated? If you're just tuning in, what's up? My name's Steven Schill alongside Dylan Ryan as we have the Sheridan Bruins coming to town to take on the Loyalist Lancers. 10 minutes remaining. Dylan, what are we looking at for players to watch?
We are looking at Cole Miller, somebody who we haven't seen much from in the regular season, but currently leads the scoring with 14 points, tied with the Lancers. Kobe Tablate, somebody who you don't usually see right in the very first spot, but definitely always up there, and he's had nothing but an outstanding game.
The Excel misses the three. Walker quickly going back. Miller's there. And the shot won't drop, but a foul took place, so that'll send him to the line.
And we are witnessing currently what will be the final quarter of basketball ever officially played in the Lancer Dome. Here's Miller to the line once again. Miller's been to the line almost 4 times, I want to say now.
And connects. MP up to Walker. Walker bobbles it, comes back up with it quickly over to Excel. Excel with a shot over to a Josie, fakes the shot. 9 seconds to work. MP goes for a 2.
Got Demetrius MP! He'll take his 1 foul shot.
And a lot of rookies out on the floor. Again, Darnell Walker, Demetrius Mpe, who we just saw take that shot. Coach Kevin McGuire has got trust in the young guns. Miller spins, throws it up. Doesn't drop. Now a Josie. And again, he'll get blocked. And keep an eye on number 15 in white, Jalen Carter-Julian has picked up a few fouls earlier. Kevin McGuire has tried to save him for this 4th and final quarter as Miller misses on the 3. And a jump ball.
The Bruins came out in this game quite dominant, almost 12-point lead right off the start and won the first quarter. And the Lancers have been slightly leading or heavily leading ever since. But the Bruins is not a team to be underestimated.
As a high arcing shot, Claudin tries to get it over to Excel. Knows he's got a man behind him.
Oh!
And gets blocked. Walker now coming back through off the backboard and gets the foul call.
Darnell Walker. And it was Jaden Excel to bring that ball up and get absolutely shut down by Sheridan.
No matter what, anytime that there's a smaller man running on a breakaway and you know someone's barreling down behind it, and being in the Lancer Dome with no room to run, it always scares me to death that there's going to be some injury to come out of it. Well, that is not going to be the case here as Walker puts up the shot and is good on the foul call. Claudin pushes it out to Dennis, goes for the 3. And off the ropes.
You never really see the Lancer Dome be the one to claim the points in basketball. Not as much as volleyball, but again, this will be the last chance that it ever has to claim some points.
Walker. A Josie. Gets through his man, finds an opening, it's MP under the basket, a triple
3
shot
on
from
1.
the Bruins, and he gets the call, and we saw that from MP earlier in the first quarter. Just that awareness that they're probably going to go ahead of time, so just wait for it.
Demetrius MP, absolutely outstanding free throw percentage. I mentioned earlier in the regular season was 19 of 28.
Dennis, Claudin. Pass to the side to Chauderet. And Walker collects it easy on the miss. MP tries to do a no-look pass to Jalen Carter-Julian.
Wow!
Walker is there.
JCJ looking around and found that opening. It was Walker to be waiting to take the basket, and that's going to force a timeout from the Bruins. We'll see you back here in a minute.
Yoruba inbounds to Lou. Sheridan needs to mount a comeback, and they have to start it now. Yoruba over to Claudin and takes the shot. And if they're going to call Jalen Carter-Julian on a foul here, that's going to have some big implications, as I believe that'll be his fourth. So one away from not being able to play.
And that's a bit of a gamble for Coach Kevin McGuire there. It's, do we leave him in for the last 7 minutes?
And the answer to that is immediately no, as Ryan Barrett's called up to take his spot.
And I'm hoping that we'll see Jalen Carter-Julian return within the final few minutes of this game, but a lot can happen in 8 minutes or 7 minutes and 43 seconds.
Yoruba puts up the shot. Can't get it to drop. To Blate. To Walker. Walker goes for a quick little floater. Goes in and out, and then Yoruba, I think, sold that a little bit against Barrett, and the referee bought it. And that'll be the third foul on Barrett, which, again, keeping an eye on everybody here. It is going to be mighty interesting who ends the game on the floor. Lou. Spinning, jump shot, no. Dennis breaking through. That one will drop.
Kobe Tablate will be the one to carry it up. They've got time. The Lancers plan to use it. Here's Walker. Back over to Tablate. Pick attempt from Barrett. Doesn't go. The ball is ripped out of Tablate's hands, and he's down on the ground, but they'll both get up.
And Dennis is not happy with that call. It'll be his second. And we'll see Romaine McCullough check back in, that we haven't seen for a couple of minutes. Or I think at all, really, in this fourth quarter. MP. Barrett looking to set the screen. Called on a travel. Blue. Quick three. Money.
Wow. And an impressive shot. The Bruins have racked up 8 points.
To Blate. Empey comes to set the screen. To Blate, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Empey wide open for 3. Rebound to Tossin Sheridan.
The Lancers' only job now is to make this incredibly difficult for the next 6 minutes or score some baskets. They've got 2 options.
And again, just looking at this game compared to the first quarter, I remember just watching the Bruins, and it felt like they were passing picture perfect. The system Jim Flack put in, they were following it to a T. Multiple passes, almost every single player touching on the floor, trying to find the best shot. And it was like, whoa, this is going to be a tough matchup. But Loyalist is what they've done and surprised us throughout the season. Have really mounted quite the comeback with some clutch shots and some huge stops. Yoruba gets the free throw.
Well, Shill, we've seen crazier things happen. The Lancers with an 11-point lead once again need to find some sort of momentum or amp up with the defense and push hard the next 6 minutes. Under the net, the foul call is going to go in favor of Demetrius Empey. And it's going to be white ball as Kobe Tablate will step to the line.
We'll see a timeout by Kevin McGuire and the Lancers as they're up 82-71.
Refreshed and ready, the Lancers are back. We've got just under 6 minutes left in this game. Romaine McCullough back in it. Wide pass out to Empey. It's Tablate behind the 3. Romaine McCullough comes and rotates in. Pick set by Empey. Romaine goes for it, but it's going to be airballed.
Lou. Dennis. Lou again for 3. And Empey will get called on the foul. And Romaine McCullough currently shooting 3 of 14 with only 8 points. And again, looking at a season average of about 25, Lancers have really stepped up, most notably Darnell Walker with 15 points on the afternoon. Tablate having a killer first half and having 14 to his name with Jalen Carter-Julian, who's been in foul trouble but still able to put 14 in his own right.
And Kobe Tablate, 10 of those points were consecutive. Kobe Tablate really made that difference for that 31 for the Lancers in the first half.
And I remember at the beginning of the season, it started off against La Cité. It was not the strongest team within the league, but Coach Kevin McGuire and the whole squad, everybody was putting up numbers, everybody was getting touch of the ball, and I really thought throughout the season, all right, this is a diverse group that really has different strengths and everybody can play a role. And seeing in this game, when your superstar is not putting up the points you need off the bench and everybody else that doesn't necessarily put up a ton of points has stepped up in the time of need. As an offensive foul is called against Loyalist.
Quite a few of those today. We don't typically see this many offensive fouls, but in a game with such, what's the word I'm looking for?
Aggression?
Yeah, aggression or value. It's a very important game. You see a huge rise in the aggression there and the energy levels between these players. And
Lancers will pick up a foul call against themselves.
it's going to be Dennis. Just step to the line.
Well, only the second against Kobe Tablate today.
84.2% free throw rate for the Bruins.
And gets them both. And again, Loyalist had kind of a little bit of a cushion.
18-point lead.
that is just
Been eating away
evaporated.
at. Yep.
Josie fighting to keep that in, does so. Barrett tries to pass that off a Bruin player. Josie with it, trying to fight with a ton of Bruins around. It's on the floor, and a jump ball will be called.
Four minutes and 51 seconds left to go. We've had a number of whistles here in the last 2 minutes. Remember that a lot of our team is carrying pretty heavy foul counts, including JCJ, who's made his way back onto the court.
Claudin. Yaruba. Gives it back to Dennis. Trying to create some opening for himself, and Walker ends up tripping over Dennis. The rebound's grabbed by Chauderay. They can't get that to go, but they're saying that it went off the Lancers. And a three is airballed.
And the Lancers will take possession of that. Jalen Carter-Julian's made his way up towards that net. Oh my God!
And I think they just called a flop against Travis Claudin, who Walker was going past him. He goes into Claudin, and Claudin just wiped out on the floor, and I thought there wasn't really much behind what happened with Walker as he was just walking. And so Claudin charged on the flop. I don't think I've seen that this year.
I've never seen that.
And that'll be his fourth foul. And Claudin having 9 points on the afternoon.
Walker, the leading scorer here for the Lancers, has some free shots to bring the points back up.
I don't know if you could see that on the broadcast, but Josie was just standing there, and a bunch of the Bruins players just huddled around to start talking. It was like Josie was a part of that meetup, and the referee came over to check, but Josie was just standing there, and they came around to him as Walker gets a second to fall. 84-76. The home stretch is upon us. Dennis for three.
Wow. And a call from Miller, pointing towards the Lancer side, and it's agreed with by the referee. So here's Dennis to inbound.
And Miller's checked back in for Sheridan, who's driving under the basket, as is JCJ. And Miller gets it to go.
JCJ's got to be careful. He can't play as aggressive as he once did. He's only got 4 minutes left in this game to make something happen for his team. The Lancers with a 6-point lead. It's in the hands of Jalen Carter-Julian. Walker up in the key, goes for the jump shot. It's off the rim and out. And it's in the hands of Alou. He'll let his team get into position. Miller driving up to the basket.
And an offensive foul called against Miller.
And JCJ lays down and draws out the foul from Miller.
Kobe Tablate up the floor. Julian to Barrett on a one-on-one matchup. Overshoots it. Plotted on that rebound. Tablate trying to fight for it and picks up the foul in doing so. And both teams in foul trouble, so that'll immediately send Lou to the line. And Edward Lou currently perfect, 8 of 8 on the free throw line. Make that 9 of 9.
Now 10 for 10. Here's Kobe Tablate. Travel call.
Yoruba on the inbound. Has Lou right in front of him. We'll see who gets in motion. Claudin trying to find an opening, gets it. Thinks about a deep three. Trying to one-on-one the matchup. Gets through it initially, off the backboard, falls short. Barrett comes up with a rebound, and then trying to fight for it before the jump ball's called, but it's going to be anyway. And no matter how this ends up, what an unreal season from this men's Loyalist Lancers basketball squad. It's been an absolute pleasure covering them throughout the season. And time again, this team has surprised us in the best ways.
3 minutes to play, 4 points lead. The Lancers need to start playing with some more of that aggression. They've got some time to burn, not necessarily the players. Here's JCJ. Darnell Walker pushing down, and he turns around and gets it.
Blue with a heavy pass ahead to Dennis. Dennis is trying to calm things down, not wanting to take an unneeded shot. Sheridan needs to hit everything. Claudin, no. And there'll be a foul call. We'll see a timeout on the floor. As it was 8 that picks up the foul, which is their 4th, which I believe is Shakir Yoruba. And we're not going to leave you just because we only have a couple seconds left in the season. And Dylan, what a season it's been.
Absolutely outstanding. The Lancer team has come so far. We saw our men's team with a bit of a struggle in their start of the season, but have definitely been able to find their footing. And going up against the West, in terms of basketball and volleyball as well, definitely more of a dominant team. So the Lancers are looking to head out and up against, I believe it's Humber, if they are to take this game. And those games will be hosted over at Mohawk College.
And kind of crazy just to think about how strong these Lancer teams have been. Men's volleyball had a home playoff game where they won. Women's basketball had a home game where they won. The first men's basketball playoff game they had an away one, but based off their record and the way that things fell, obviously was able to host the Sheridan Bruins here. Otherwise, we would be, I believe, facing the Georgian Grizzlies in Barrie, which again, mighty props to the Bruins for taking down the best of the East and the Georgian Grizzlies, and I think that was the number one thing going into this.
They weren't supposed to make it here, and they've played absolutely outstanding, and they deserve to be here and go there as much as the Lancers do.
As we'll see Jalen Carter-Julian here to see if he can help solidify the Lancers' lead. is up and good from Jalen Carter-Julian. Both 2 for 2. Dennis finds Miller for 3. Off the mark. Yaruba's there. Grabs a rebound and the bucket. Josie taking his time.
6-point lead for the Lancers. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in play. Offensive foul from Ty Josie. It's going to be inbounded by Yaruba. Here's Lou.
Dennis for 3, a deep 3 again. Doesn't drop. Walker's there, quickly over to DeBlate. We'll see if the Bruins try to foul early, if at all. As we see Jim Flack try to raise his arms downwards to calm his team as DeBlate goes through. Shot can't fall. Everybody's fighting for it. Josie's with it. As Claudin going to get the jump ball call.
And we've had 2 very close games on our hands today. Both with equal amounts of energy and equal stakes on the line. Lou turns around to bring it to the gap. Inches closer and closer together. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the Lancer Dome.
To Josie. Walker. Tries to lob it ahead to Julian under the basket, who windmills it up and misses. Lou. Claudin. Gets it. Wow. Oh my goodness. 2-point game.
And it's closer than it's ever been. We're in the final minute of play here. The ball lies in the hands of Ty Josie, and so does the fate of this game.
Gonna get it over to Barrett, but there'll be a foul call on the play. Right on that reach. Looks like it's gonna go against Dennis.
It'll be Ryan Barrett to step to the line. Ryan Barrett, 4 for 4 on his free throws today. And that has never mattered more than this moment right now.
And again, what a significant comeback for the Lancers initially. And then immediately the Bruins has closed the gap once again. And Jalen Carter-Julian again coming off of dealing with a lot of foul trouble, having 16 points, which is the Lancer lead, with Darnell Walker with 15 right behind him.
The Lancers have won the last two quarters, 18-31 and 18-24. They're currently down 1 point in this quarter, and that's tied up now, 17-17. Barrett's got one more shot.
And he gets it.
4 points in 40 seconds.
Lou fires it down the court. Yaruba trying to give it to Lou. Lancers looking like they're trying to double team. Yaruba slips, is able to stay with it. Lou. Barrett, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lou driving, gives it to the corner. Miller open for 3, and it's off the board. And they're going to say that it's off Barrett, so the Bruins will inbound. And again, both teams in foul trouble, so keep that in mind. Also, a couple players on 4 fouls. Miller spinning, trying to go against JCJ. And that'll get the 5th against Jalen Carter-Julian. So that'll be his 5th. We'll see McCullough and MP set to check in.
Out goes Walker. And Ryan Barrett currently leads the scoring for the Lancers.
Miller gets the first.
The rebound off of this basket, if unsuccessful, is so important.
As Barrett comes up with it, he's spinning around trying to not get the jump ball call, but either way, it's going to happen, and the Lancers will get it. We'll see. Actually, excuse me, that was a foul call. Yep, that's a foul call. And that'll be the fourth against Dennis.
Ryan Barrett, 6 for 6 on his foul shots. He didn't disappoint us last time.
First doesn't drop. Gets the second. Darnell Walker will come in for McCullough.
4-point difference.
And Lancers going all out on defense with their lineup on the floor. Lou's going to pick it up. A deep three shot is up. It's no good. Josie's going to grab the rebound as Empey's down. And then a foul will be called as it looks like we have an injured player on the floor. I think it's Cole Miller. I'm not sure if he collided with another player or if he hit the floor hard or maybe twisted something, but he is in quite some pain.
Cole Miller's second score, 18.
Yeah, 18 points for Cole Miller. So again, a wild turn of events here, but Cole Miller's had an unbelievable game, and unfortunate this is likely how he concludes this particular game. And we'll take a moment and be back when Miller's able to get off. Taya Josie here on some free throws, 10.6 seconds on the shot clock, is able to get that, and that likely does it.
Taya Josie rounds a point difference off to 6. It's Lou up for 2.
The Lancers
just have to waste, but a whistle call will stop them from doing that.
Yeah, Bylie picks up the foul quickly there against MP. And I mean, if MP misses these free throws and they're able to work really quickly, there's a 4-point differential. But as he hits that, that'll be a wrap. As Empey grabs his own rebound with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Demetrius Empey, your Loyalist Lancers are going to the semifinals!
And we've seen some unbelievable games throughout the season, beating the reigning OCAA champions with some insanity here at home. A season that will be hard to be forgotten. Both the basketball squads here sending off this gym in the best way possible and leaving fans with a memory that will last a lifetime. We've covered the games throughout the season. You've joined us through all of it. It's been our pleasure to cover it. And thank you so much for the athletes, the other game night staff, and everybody that's made this something very special. Again, in the 2026-27 season, we'll be in the new gymnasium, and we'll love to have you out on that. Thank you for watching, and enjoy watching the Lancers continue on. It'll be on a different broadcast, but we'll be cheering them nonetheless.